What's up, YouTube? First and foremost, shout out to Alien Army. Raise up, stand up, hit a like button, and definitely drop a comment. If you don't know what to put as a comment, put an alien emoji, put a thumbs up. I do respond to 99.9% of my comments. I'm a small channel, I can rock with people. I'm gonna jump straight into this video. I know that's been 2 weeks since I posted, and I was gonna let you guys know what I was up to. And I was actually, if I remember correctly, I was gonna start working out every single day. Well, I've done a little bit of that, but I'm gonna jump in straight into the update stuff. That's stuff that you guys are concerned about, and you guys are rocking with me. So last 2 weeks I have been working. I got a job. It wasn't like I actually, like applied for a job and then bam, I got it. No, it kind of reminds me of like, when you're not looking for something, you find it. So it's a temporary job. I believe this Friday is going to be my last day there. If not, it could be a couple days after that. But I'm going to talk about the job. So working at a laundromat, nothing crazy. Job kind of fell on me. I'll tell you the quick story about it. Basically, walking with no vehicle. I still got to get food and stuff like that. So I was walking to the store, and every time I walk, there's this laundromat, and it's kind of like the halfway point. So basically, on the way back, when I'm carrying stuff, and I normally have to go to the store at least once a day, or that's how I was trying to make it so I could work out, was by I guess it's still considered working out, being healthy, doing cardio by walking. So I would stop, and in front of this laundromat, there's a bench. You could sit on and chill. There's always a few people out there. This is a nice neighborhood. What I consider nice, a lot better than where I've stayed at before and things like that. However, in front of laundromats in the Midwest, I'm sure probably everywhere, more people are doing their laundry. They're out there smoking. Sometimes it's cigarettes, sometimes it's the Snoop Dogg stuff, and then there's a liquor store right on the corner of where that like in the little plaza part, and people are out there drinking. So I normally stop by there and I'll sit down and basically catch my breath. I'll chop it up with some people if they're out there, stuff like that. Well, one night I was walking back, and it started getting colder and stuff like that. So I'll get in the cold in a little bit. But I was coming back, and two people were arguing. And when they were arguing in front of they were in front of the laundromat, and they were saying words where I've never seen anybody say these kind of words to another person and nothing happened. And I'm gonna get to the quick story of this. This guy was telling this person, calling him the B word, calling him the F word, any word that would trigger a man to beat the crap out of somebody. This dude was saying. And the other guy, from what I caught, the person who was saying all that was the instigator. The other person wasn't taking any shit either, and told him to suck his what. And the smaller dude, who was the instigator, walked up and was putting his shoulder, trying to put his shoulder on him. The other guy was really tall, but they were doing that. But so at first when they were arguing like that, I was like, oh yeah, where's my popcorn at? Alien will watch a free fight. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even got to pay per view for this stuff. Yeah, I'll watch, especially when they were saying those kind of words. You know what I mean? So I guess that that's probably not the most mature thing in the world to do. But you know what? At least I'm honest, and I'm hoping, like, if somebody's gonna fight in front of me, I'm not gonna turn my head and say this is too bad. No, this is reality TV here. So when they were saying that stuff, another person was like, "Man, I'm gonna break it up." I was like, nah, dude. I was like, now with those kind of words, you're not. I was like, give them opportunity. So I was gonna let them fight, and I mean, not like I was gonna let them. I was going to let the fight occur without me interjecting, and if anybody else was going to interject or anything like that, I was going to tell them to chill back for a second, so that they actually had an opportunity. You know what I mean? So when they were doing that, nobody did anything. They kind of walked away from each other, and at that point, I was like, okay, they're different. Okay, and I'm not, I wish not wish. I would like to think that in situations like that, everybody can walk away, because it's not worth losing your freedom. It's not worth, if somebody calls the cops, it's not worth, if you end up in the hospital, it's not worth it, because somebody's going to lose no matter what, right? And I personally do not believe I could walk away from the situation if they were calling me names like that. I'd like to think that I'm mature enough to, but most likely I'm not. I have a problem with pride and ego. So when they kind of walked away from each other, I had a conversation with the guy who was the instigator, and my conversation was just those words. I've seen people die for less. That guy could have stole on you. I'm not saying who's going to win. It can go either way. However, though, I don't think, you guys, neither one of you guys want to fight. Otherwise, one of you would have thrown a punch, especially when you said that shit you said. I said, you're talking to a grown ass man, dude. You don't talk like that and not do anything. you know. And when I was telling him this, I wasn't telling him in a way to put him down or derogatory. I was like, you got kids, right? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, you could be going to jail right now because of this shit. What was it? What was even the problem? And he was like, dude, I drank too much, and I told him to shut up, and then I didn't want to back down. I was like, okay. So I told him, I was like, dude, come on, walk him over to where the other guy is. And before he got too close, I was like, hey man, I'm just interjecting. He wants to say sorry. Both of them apologized. Both of them shook hands. They actually sat and had a drink. I sat there and I was like, at first I wanted to see you guys fight, man. I don't think anything good is on the TV. Nonetheless, that's basically what happened. And when that happened, or whatever, they, of course, I try to have a low profile and stuff like that, but I do get a reputation. Like my interactions and stuff, stopping by there. Those weren't the first times I've seen those guys. I've chopped it up with them before. Just sitting there, lugging groceries, and my hand getting all tired from carrying the stuff, and walking about 2 miles to the store each direction. About 1.5 to 2 miles, and then when you're in the store, you probably walk around for another 10 or 15 minutes. So that's probably a mile. You know what I mean? But of course, this is no exaggeration. Me being humble, both of them said that they respect the way that I talked to both of them, and how I was able to solve the problem afterwards. And I told them it was very hard for me to do that because I don't interject like that. You know what I mean? I typically let people just deal with their own problems, and but at the same time, if somebody's open or receptive, I guess it all depends. But they were very happy. They were like, I respect you so much, Alien, and things like that. And I can appreciate that. And I respect that. You know what? They, just because somebody talks crazy to you, you're not a punk for walking away. It's just really one of those things. It's really hard. I've never seen anybody say those things, and there not be a fist fight afterwards. You know what I mean? Evidently, that conversation and that altercation or whatever got to the owner of that place, and he works inside the laundromat. Might have been the next day or the day after. I went there. The owner, basically was like, hey, are you looking for a little bit of work? You think his son normally does stuff? He's like, yeah, it's not a whole lot of money though, but it feels like I work a lot of hours. They're open up really late. Basically, I sweep up, mess with the machines every once in a while. I'll help get cards, sanitize stuff. But basically, he hired me to, when people are out there, to not get too rowdy, because he's not always there. So I've been to laundromats where you don't even see the owner, you don't even see anybody work there. It's just completely barren. This is totally different. He stops by there, and he would want, I think, his son and his daughter. I don't try to get into people's personal lives, but basically I was out there, and he came out there and was like, are you looking for a little bit of work? It's nothing that's going to be too serious. It's just going to be for a few weeks. And I said, sure. I said, it all depends. I go, you're not going to have me go to the laundromats and start poaching customers for you or something, right? He's like, nah. If people get too rowdy outside, tell them to chill back. If they're out there drinking, and I don't want people pulling in the car and deciding not to come in here because people are outside drinking. I go, I got you. I talk to these people, like, not only these people. I can relate to people. You know what I mean? I go out there like, yo, hide your bottles. Don't be so, don't be so open with it. If you're smoking the green shit, take it around the corner, man. Nobody wants to smell that, dude. At least I don't. I hate the way that smells. It just smells like dirty skunk. So basically, that was in the nutshell. Basically, in a nutshell, that's what happened. Now, basically, in a nutshell, that's what happened. I'm not 100% sure about the words, but if somebody's going to offer me, honest work, well, I'm trying to figure out what my next steps are, and it's a place I can walk to. That's great. It's basically between $250 and $300 a week, so it's covering me staying here. So at least I'm not spending, putting my money in my little pouch, my little alien pouch, pulling out money and staying here. At least it's covering this. I still have to cover my own food and all that kind of crap, and I still have other bills. However, this does help, and I try to figure things out. So now I'll go into the update part. I don't have any credit cards. I got some bank debit cards and things like that. I have more than one bank account. And from some of the research I've been looking up, I might not be able to rent a car. Like a lot of rental cars, according to online, I might not be able to rent a car to drive wherever I want to go, that they want to have a credit card. Then I've gotten some mixed information saying that no, you can do it, they'll just charge more. So I'll talk about the location first, and then I'll talk about the means of travel. All right, I thought about going to Southern California. I'm not going to go there. I Thought about going to Phoenix, Arizona. Not going to go there. Thought about different parts of Arizona. I've thought of Nebraska, not Nebraska, excuse me, Nevada. Thought about Nevada. I've stayed in Nevada living in my car before for a couple of days. Well, actually, no, like for a week. I've talked about it. They have this stuff called BLM land. And the BLM land, I don't know what it stands for. I think Bureau of Land Management. Basically, that land, people can live on there for free. There are like certain roads to get to the BLM land that might have a toll, something like that. You pay a toll. I know there was one in Henderson, Nevada. So let's say, for example, I fell on really hard times and I could either sleep on a street corner or go tent in the BLM. That sounds good. Then number two, if I went in there, Nevada, there's a lot of different areas for Nevada. So this is where I'm considering going. This is probably 99% of the chance that's where I'm going to go. So stay with me, and I'm going to tell you about stuff. And then when I do the content there, you guys are going to be like, oh, Alien did do it, and oh, look how cool this is. So, all right, there's in North Las Vegas, there is a shelter. Well, there's two shelters. One looks like it's a very huge shelter with outdoor. You're outside of the place. During the summer, they run swamp coolers, and then during the winter, they run heaters. Okay, so right there off the bat, it being so big, they also at that place they offer different services. They also have a medical facility that I believe is that works together with each other, right? So if you guys remember last time. Not last video, but I think the video before that, how I had a hard time getting my blood pressure medication, me not having the money for that, and me going like 2 weeks without it, and my foot feeling numb, and my heart, doing some gnarly shit, and that's what it was doing. If I was in that area and I didn't have my medication, I could go there and I could get that. That was one of the things that I've read online about the particular shelter and the services that they offer, is that they would have helped me get my blood pressure pills, and that was like one of the biggest concerns is people that are that have hypertension, and that's what it's called when you have high blood pressure. That's what I have. I've had it for years. I probably had it since I was a kid, but I didn't start doing something until the last 3 or 4 years, something along those lines. So there are some services there. There's also a Catholic church that's by there that actually does food pantry stuff, right? So I'm talking about, this is the worst case scenario. If I went in if I stayed in Henderson, or if I stayed in, there's lots of different BLM lands, even right next to Las Vegas. You go right where the freeway is and you walk 20 feet off the highway, you're technically in BLM land. Now, I know that I have not said where I've stayed at this whole time. I've always said it's the Midwest, and that's because there's only a few different places that I could stay at. Like truck stops and rest areas, and it'd be very easy for someone to be able to figure out exactly where I was, depending on the videos I do, if they knew where I was at. Las Vegas is totally different. You got North Vegas, you got South, you got East, you got West, you got you got the Strip, you got Fremont Street, and if you've never been there, these are places that I would love while I'm there to go ahead and show you guys everything. So some of the advice that I've seen on other videos is go to a big city if you're homeless. Go to a big city so that you could try to make money doing street performing stuff. So if I was in Las Vegas, I'd be doing some magic tricks. I've read a lot of books on magic. I've never had anybody pay me to do a trick before, but I thought, if I couldn't land a regular job, I was there. What about street performing? I know that there's people that will dress up as, let's say, for example, Deadpool or Spider-Man and take pictures. I'm not skinny enough to fit in spandex, and I don't think I'd be a very convincing one, especially since I have to wear glasses. Otherwise, I can't see so good. But I thought something like street magic, doing street magic, pick a card, stuff like that. And I know some tricks. I've talked about movies before where, I've talked about me watching new movies and getting them for free because I'm a pirate. I've been able to get quite a bit of books on magic, and of course YouTube is your friend. You can find all sorts of stuff, but I got some decks of cards. So my whole idea is to go there and actually try to find a regular job, and then also really do a bunch of stuff with my YouTube, right? So if I walk the Strip at night, I can live stream. I think that's one of the things that I've had a hard time doing with YouTube, is going live. When I go live and I have the camera on me, I've had it where there was 20 people in there, and we're all talking and they're asking questions, and I can interact, and that was great. Then there's other times where I'm sitting there, and then like 2 people will come in the live, and 2 people will leave, and it feels like I'm not prepared to be entertaining enough for somebody to hang around. You know, me walking around Fremont Street, or me walking around and doing videos where I'm doing magic tricks trying to earn a couple of bucks, me doing that, I believe, especially on live, that would be, that would make people stay in the live longer. That would be another way for people to support me. And I see that a lot of people that do lives, when they when their lives are actually entertaining, they gain a lot of subscribers, they gain a lot of followers, it looks like they have a lot of fun, they get donations and things like that, right? So I thought about, it's a great place to try to do street performing if I can't find a regular job. It's also a place where I'm going to be buying a vehicle and having to switch my license over so that I can actually get something. So that's going to be a project for the for this channel. If worse comes to worse, there is a shelter there, there is a food pantry there. If worse comes to worse, if I don't want to stay on a street corner, there is BLM land that the cops won't come and kick me off or write me a ticket for. I do have a tent and stuff like that. So the next thing is traveling. It looks like it might be cheaper if I fly. If I drive myself, of course I will film everything. If I fly an airplane, I'll go and do that. It's been a few years since I've flown on an airplane, but I'll take pictures and video it a little bit. But if I was in a car and I was driving out there, if I was able to rent a car, I'd probably record a lot and then also go live streaming while I'm driving, or when I stop for the night, turn that on and talk to you guys, and that'd be kind of cool. But I've looked at renting rooms out there as well. There are some rooms that you can rent for as low as $400 or $500 a month. Then there's also some weekly stays and hostels, and the weekly stays look like it's between between $250 and $350. Looks like hostels look like you can stay at places for about $30 a day. The goal is to not go out there and spend a lot of money. The goal is to go out there and make money, get myself a vehicle, make enough money to actually buy a piece of property, probably in Arizona, a homestead. Do content making my little homestead. I mean, if I had to go through dumpsters to get those pallets and use that pallet wood to make myself a little fort alien, oh, that'd be so dope, dude. Could you imagine if I had a piece of land and I actually made my little tiny house in the shape of a UFO and tilted to the side a little bit? That'd be cool. I would do that. That's exactly what I would do. I need to have my little spaceship back. I need to have my own little homeland, and some of the acres in Arizona, for example, are as cheap as $10,000 to $15,000. You know what I mean? All along with doing all this, I want to grow my YouTube. I would like more subscribers. I would like to pump more content out, and make enough money to do these things. And then at that point, I can make money and go anywhere I want because I have YouTube in my pocket. It's also something I really enjoy. I also like the idea of making money while I sleep. One of my videos could get a bunch of views, or it could go viral, or all my videos could be all watched when I'm not working on it, like when I'm sleeping. People could still watch my stuff, and that's what Dr. Dre said a long time ago, that he, when he got into music, he wanted to be able to make money while he sleeps. Same thing about his some of the products and sponsorships and endorsements he's done as well. So that's some of it. I've also thought about putting out 2 to 3 videos in one day with different topics. I have seen the new Joker movie, and I'm not too sure if I talked about that before. I know I talked about Beetlejuice too. Maybe I should do a review on Joker 2 and just how much garbage it is. Save your money. Not worth watching. Lady Gaga is not Harley Quinn. Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix should not be singing, and those songs sucked. Like it's basically a musical that sucks. It flat out sucks. Just a quick little thing, a quick little rant while I'm talking about this. Joaquin Phoenix, maybe he probably never wanted to play Joker ever again, and decided to do such a horrible, why would he agree to that? Like, agree to shit that doesn't even make sense for his character. and which sucks is because I liked I liked his last one a whole lot. I was like, okay, Walking Phoenix being this, and you know, like a lot of people said they didn't like the first Joker movie. I loved it. You know, I really did. Nothing beats, I believe his name is Heath Ledger. Nothing beats that character, but this was still pretty damn good. You know, I think Walking Phoenix is an amazing actor. I think he just decided that he didn't want to play that character anymore and decided to do some stupid shit with Lady Gaga on the screen. But today's Sunday. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to be going to church in about 2 hours. Let me just make sure that I've updated you with everything. Pretty sure Friday is the last day of me working, so I don't know if I'm going to get the room for one more week and then actually have the time to figure out, am I going to be flying to Las Vegas? Am I going to be driving there? Am I going to be get a rent-a-car? What is actually going to be the cheapest process? If I fly there, I really can't go there with all my gear. Like some of the gear that I wanted to bring was I wanted a little portable power station, like a Jackery 300. That in an airport is not going to go in they're not going to, it's got a big lithium ion battery in it. That's not going to pass TSA. They're not going to let me put it in store luggage, and it's too big and bulky, I think, in my backpack. You know, if in my backpack, they're going to be like, why are you taking this? You know what I mean? And I don't want to deal with that. If I drove there, then I could have all the stuff that I need, you know, like I could have all the stuff that I wanted to bring, so I'm already set up. And the way I want to set myself up is if worst case scenario happens and I land on the street out there, that I got myself, a means to go ahead and live on the street with that BLM land, or staying at a hostel, which is cheap. You know, basically options. You know what I mean? And I think that's about it. The best I can do at 8 o'clock in the morning. I asked everybody to smash the like button. If anybody wants to donate to me, my Cash App is the same as my YouTube name, AlienAscend, and I want to thank everybody so much.